50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, what's up, everyone? Welcome into a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 618. Today is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. Kid, did you hear 10 to 15 inches this weekend of snow?
Allegedly. Definitely cold, so I believe it.
It's coming.
I highly doubt it happens, but I can't deny people. It's been cold. It's been brick and shit these past few days. I think this morning was like 8 degrees, 7 degrees. This Saturday or Sunday is going to be 9 degrees, 6 degrees. So I highly doubt it's that much snow, but it's definitely snow coming with this coldness. So that sucks. At least we got NFC and championship,
Yes.
AFC championship, so that's good. But
Yeah.
hopefully not that much snow, Dill. Don't say that too much.
No, I'm trying not to, but every store I go to and every manager I talk to, they're talking about 10 to 15. You better stock up. I'm set up. I was like, this is the only job in America where you can get it wrong and still keep your job.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely cold. I know you wake up earlier than me. Came to my car this morning, 13 degrees. I said, yeah, it's brick.
It's brick, yeah. When I turned on my car this morning, my power steering pump was humming a little bit.
Yeah. How do you take your steak?
Medium. If I'm feeling it, I'll go medium rare, which is
rare.
One maybe out of 10 occasions, always medium.
So I get it medium plus, which is like a little more than medium, but less than medium well. And I went to a steakhouse. I won't name it. But I went to a steakhouse for my anniversary, and shout out Mikey Reyes. He told us about this place. Terrible.
Shout out Mikey Reyes. Shout out Mike.
Yeah, shout out Mike. I was like, thanks for the recommendation. Maybe it was the day. The ambiance in the place inside was good vibes for the price, and a steakhouse. I was sitting there like, bruh.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold it. I officially retired from steakhouses. I told my girl after, I think it was our 1 year anniversary or 2 year anniversary. It was one of those dinners, and I was like, bro, I'm 30 years old now. Like it's not like I'm in my 20s anymore. I'm like, babe, it's like we're locked in, right? She was like, yeah, of course. I was like, it's the last $300 dinner we ever having on me. Like that's just me. Like I don't see the worth for anybody to go on a $300 plus night date just for dinner.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I like good food. Don't get me wrong, and I like
good. You could get great food. It don't need to be no damn $300.
No, I agree with that. And
trust me, I done had great food for $24, $27.99.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm not. It wasn't 300, but it was like for all the hype that like I read online and that Mikey gave me. I'm sitting there like, oh, I'm about to have a meal. Bro, shit was so mid. And I like a good steakhouse. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I go every week, but like on like holidays or like anniversary, I'll go to a steakhouse. But I said the same thing to my girlfriend. I said, we don't need this. I was like, you like Chili's, right? She put me on.
Nah, we don't do Chili's. My girl likes Chili's, but I don't do Chili's.
No.
I don't do Applebee's or Chili's.
And I said the same thing. Until you have it.
No, I had it. I said, no, I'm good.
You don't fuck with Chili's.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna just say I prefer not to go there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I said the same thing. I said it's just a better Applebee's, and she was like, "All right, let's go." On her, I was like, "All right, sounds good." So
she heard Chili's, she came running.
So I'm telling you, this shit's crazy. And then I go, I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, this shit was banging. But Yeah, that's what I wanted to let you know. But we got a great episode for you guys. We're gonna recap. Indiana wins the national championship. A little cleanup from the NFL coaching carousel in the league. Quick look on the championship round in the AFC and NFC. We got news from the Seahawks as well with Zach Charbonnet. And then we got some picks in the NBA and in college a little later on in the show. But, kid, for the first time ever, the Indiana Hoosiers are the national champions. I mean, that's crazy to say, if I'm being honest. What a time. Honestly, it was really cool to see one of the best stories in college football history. Just an insane ride for the boys. And to be honest, they'll probably win more with Coach Signetti, you know, and I think it gives hope to every other program in the nation. I think that be like, wow, we could be 2-10 and then in 2 years win the national championship, which I think is great for college football. So congrats to Indiana. Perfect season. And remember, college football goes through the Big Ten. 3 straight national champions.
Yes.
Now Indiana.
Yeah, how times has changed, you know. So not for nothing, to me, either of these teams winning the national championship is to me is good for the college sport. Like you said, Indiana just being a 2-win team just a couple years ago, having less than 2,000 people in their home games in the stands, now being national champions, having a Heisman winner. Most likely, I haven't checked the odds, but he should be minus 5,000 to go number one overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. What we just saw from Indiana, in my opinion, you know, LSU 2019 was a little better, but this might have been one of the greatest teams in the 21st century in college football. I think you can't deny that. You know, I'm not gonna put them up there. If you want to put them as the best, it's hard to argue it. They went through a tough schedule. We saw what they're able to do against multiple top 10 teams, undefeated against top 10 teams. They only lost one game to a top 10 team over the last 2 seasons. So Indiana, what they're able to do, not just this year, but also last year, turning the program around, phenomenal. Let's give credit to Miami. Carson Beck, honestly, he didn't have, let's just say, the sexiest game, but he was competitive. He kept Miami in the game. The running back, Fletcher
Mark
Jr.
Fletcher's a beast.
Ooh,
He's coming back, too, next year.
Yeah, to me, if he was eligible, I would have went straight to the draft. Honestly, the money these kids are getting,
are good now.
Yeah, the money's good now. But I'm gonna be honest, I think Mark Fletcher. I think you just talked yourself to a first round pick after that national championship game. So and what I told you, though, Tony, the kid is special. The kid's only 18 years old, and to be honest, though, I know we just saw the first overall pick on the field, but Tooney looked like the best player on the field on Monday. So give credit to Miami. First competitive game Indiana faced in a long time. First one this whole playoff. We saw multiple 30-point blowout games. So I was just happy to see a competitive national championship. So shout out Miami. Great season. But Indiana just flat out did something special. You know, Mendoza wasn't great, but he wasn't the reason they lost at all. So give credit to them and shout out to a huge team win. And not for nothing, shout out to that special teams that block punt for the touchdown, because if they don't block that punt, we might be having a different conversation.
That might have been the play that changed everything, if I'm being honest. But it was amazing. We deserved that game, if I'm being honest. Like, that was the game where we were all like, okay, this is the game. And you mentioned with the money staying, I think that's why Indiana and some of these programs are successful. They have a bunch of 4-year starters. They're men. And at the end of the day, if you're not a solidified first rounder or top 15 pick, you might as well get $4-3 million in NIL money.
Indiana average age of a player was 22 years old. They were probably the oldest team in college. What that resulted to, I think that's a trend we got to start paying attention to, Bill. We saw in college basketball, you know, all these older teams are the ones winning the national champions because of experience. I understand, you know, the Power 5 schools with all the money, all the other freshmen, but lately the teams that have been winning the national championship, especially in basketball, but maybe we might see that transition to football as well, is some of these older teams that's getting the job done.
Yeah, we look at back at the Villanova when they won 2 in 3 years. It was
Mhm.
all 4-year starters, and Tom Izzo does it as well in Michigan State. Draymond Green's team, they reached all the way, and I
Look
think
at
they got
Florida when
yeah.
they won it. The average age was 20, 21 and a half,
I think
22.
I think that's a trend you might start seeing now in other college sports because of the NIL. But yeah, I think it definitely started in basketball.
Look, Carson Beck was 25 years old.
Did you hear the reporter? They said, was it fun not to go to class? He goes, I haven't been in class in 2 years. I graduated. Imagine
Yeah.
being a full-time college player
Yeah, like
and
to
paid.
me, yeah, like I got nothing wrong with it. Don't get
No,
me
I'm
wrong.
just saying it's what a time.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Do I like seeing, you know, guys that, were three different teams, 3 straight years? No, I do not like seeing that. But with the rules, eligibility, red shirting, all that, these kids are seizing the opportunity, and I'm gonna be honest, you can't blame them for after all these years of them not getting anything. They're taking advantage and they're seizing the opportunity. I can't be mad at them.
No, not at all. And, you know, you mentioned Malachi Tony and what good of a game he had. He had 10 catches, 122 yards. Shout out another guy, Charlie Becker. I mean, the
Ooh.
shoulder catches he was making, he was the MVP because I didn't think Fernando Mendoza, I didn't think Fernando Mendoza played his perfect game. Miami's D-line was getting after him. They were putting his hands on him, making it uncomfortable. He ran when he needed to. That fourth down quarterback draw, that is iconic.
Yeah, 4th and 8.
Yeah, not just getting the first down, extending it and getting the touchdown. I mean, that was a Heisman moment, but in the national championship. But Charlie Becker was one of the only receivers that decided to stay when when a new coach comes, most receivers wind up, transferring. Signetti said stay. Winded up playing better. And then look, he made one of the most clutches catches in the fourth quarter.
Multiple.
Yeah. So Charlie Becker had himself a hell of a game as well. And those two defensive ends for Miami,
They're going in the first round.
They're going in the top 10. These guys are insane. Ruben Bain Jr. is insane. He's going to be a top 5 pick. The offensive lineman, Francis.
He's projected to go to the Giants, I think, at number 5. I think I saw that. As of right now, projected to go number 5.
These guys are insane. It's no wonder. And Fernando Mendoza mentioned it. He said, no wonder why these guys are so good. Akeem Mesidor, he's projected 30th to the Patriots. I don't want that.
Need that.
Oh man, that would fucking kill me. But yeah, these guys are fucking good, bro. Like they got two first rounders on the edge, and they're gonna miss them. But it's been amazing. 2021. I just want to talk about they were 2-10 with no one in the stands. Indiana.
Yeah, no one.
They were in 2022. They were 4-8. 2023, 3-9. They're one of the worst programs in the league, and Indiana is known for basketball, not just the college, but the state. Larry Bird, it's a basketball state. Then Coach Signetti comes. Exactly, Caitlin Clark. Then Coach Signetti comes. 11-2. They make the playoffs. They get bounced, but they're on the right path. And then 2025, it's the greatest turnaround ever, in my opinion, from what I've seen. All those terrible years, and then they have a perfect season. They win their conference. They go undefeated, and they're not just – I know this one was a closer game, but you mentioned it. They were beating the shit out of teams. They really were. And Coach Signetti, I'm so glad he got his extension because he earned Indiana $4.2 million in incentives. He got $100,000 for the school for Coach of the Year. He got $100,000 for 5+ Big Ten wins. He got $500,000 for the top 2 finish in the Big Ten. He got a $500,000 bonus for appearing in the college football playoff. He got $1 million for the Big Ten title, and then $2 million for the national championship. That's $4.2 million he's earned. He's worth I can make the argument he's underpaid.
After these last 2 seasons, he definitely deserves a huge contract extension. And it should be considered one of the best, if not one of the top coaches in all of the land right now.
I want to because he just got a contract extension, and it was 8 years, 93 million.
Sounds right. I ain't gonna hold you. You can make the case he's a little
I was
underpaid.
about to say, what
Yeah,
is
he could get that Nick Saban money now, that 15, 18. But I'm gonna be honest, he's definitely what I think that's a little less than 11 a year. Give credit to him. 10 plus a year. Hopefully
Yeah.
brings another natty home.
Yeah, and like I said, I think they're gonna win more. And a lot of these NFL teams are looking for coaches. Yeah, people are like, you gotta call him, but he made it clear after the game. He said, "Listen, I'm a college football guy through and through." He made it clear he's staying in Bloomingdale, which good for him. I'm happy for all the success, and yeah, it was a great game. It was a really good game, and I'm glad the college football season ended the way it did. Okay, let's go to the NFL coaching tree. I kind of want to start in chronological order because a lot of things happened the last few days. We'll start in Buffalo, where we talked about it on the recap show, where we were kind of pointing it out, where obviously they're not getting rid of fucking the MVP of the league, Josh Allen. That's not happening, but he's kind of been on the hot seat these last few years, and it's kind of run stale. They never made it to a Super Bowl under Sean McDermott, and 9 season, 8 playoff appearances. He was 98-50 in the regular season, 5 AFC titles, AFC East titles, but it ran stale. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised the GM didn't get fired. I think he's part to blame too.
He got promoted.
I know, which is insane. But someone had to get fired for not surrounding Josh Allen with pieces around him. So they're opening up a new stadium this year or this upcoming year. They're going to be looking for a new coach. One, I guess, what is your first reaction to the fire? And I guess moving forward, who do you see them really going after?
I think Sean McDermott is first of all, I think Sean McDermott is one of the best head coaches available right now. I personally like the guy. But after what we saw, not just this postseason, but multiple postseason heartbreaks, I think it was time, for him to be let go. He's a defensive guy, right? Every single playoff loss over the last 4 or 5 seasons, the offense hasn't been the issue. Yes, Josh Allen turns the ball over a little more than you wanted to in the last round, but each loss still, the defense has gave up 30-plus points. What did we saw last week? Josh Allen, even though with all those turnovers, he puts up 30 points on the road. And anytime you put up 30-plus points in a playoff game, you should be able to win that game. So the fact that every single playoff loss, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Ravens, now the Broncos, Chiefs multiple times. Each time it was 30-point scored allowed on that defense. So as a defensive-headed coach, that falls on your table. The buck should stop on your table. There's no reason why every single playoff loss the defense gave up 30 points. And let's not forget, Ed Oliver just came back to that defensive line. So the defense was supposed to be healthiest it's been in a long time, and they looked bad. So not surprised that he got fired. Dale, let me throw you a stat that I heard yesterday or the day before when he got fired. There's only been 3 teams in recent history, if not in the NFL history, who's went to the playoffs 6 straight seasons, right? The Buffalo Bills is the only team that didn't reach a Super Bowl in those 6 appearances. The Patriots did it. They went to 3 Super Bowls. The Chiefs did it. They went to 3 Super Bowls. The Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen did it. Won an MVP. Was no doubt one of the best quarterbacks in all of football in the last 5 seasons. Only reached 1 AFC championship game. To me, that right there is a fireable offense. You had the best quarterback in football remaining in the last round. You had Bo Nix, Drake May, CJ Stroud, Josh Allen in the AFC. Josh Allen, and I had a ton of respect for those guys. As you see, I'm a Patriots fan. Josh Allen was a mile ahead of the competition available in the AFC, and he got bounced. To me, that's unacceptable, and that falls on the head coach. So not surprised by it. And one last thing, Dill, I don't know if you saw the pressure with the new GM and the owner. The owner was pissed off. He has the comments. He said, I they were asking about Keon Coleman to the new GM Beans, and the owner chimed in. He said, "I'll answer the Keon Coleman question. Beans wanted to go another way, but he was a team player, and he sided with the coaches. The coaches wanted to draft Keon Coleman. So that's another reason McDermott and some of these coaching staff on the Bills has been fired, because they clearly wanted Keon Coleman and Beans didn't. So that's maybe one of the reasons why he got promoted, because he was advocating not to draft Keon Coleman. And now look, he's one of the main reasons why they lost. Because if you added a different outside weapon instead of Keon, maybe we're talking about Buffalo in a different scenario. So owner's definitely pissed off about that draft pick, and I'll be honest, I think he has the right to be pissed off.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't developed into the guy they thought he was going to be.
We all thought he was going to be a number one wide receiver.
Yeah, definitely has not been that at all. And, we even saw it earlier in the season. He was softly benched where he just didn't play. He was
like 4 games.
Yeah. So, 8-8 in the playoffs. He's 0-3 in overtime.
Damn, only 3 in overtime. How do you know?
Eventually, you got to get over the hump, and you just can't.
While having the MVP of the league.
Yeah, and I like Josh Allen. I think he's a top 3 quarterback. The turnovers are tough to overcome and ignore this last game. And you're right. You mentioned all the young quarterbacks and all the guys who haven't achieved. It's you had those 5-6 years where you thought New England, you had time, and New England was down after their run, and you couldn't even make it. And now look at the Patriots. They're 1 win away from the Super Bowl. They're going to make it before you.
And just to chime in on that, Dale, think about it. From the front off, from the owner's perspective, there was no Patrick Mahomes. There was no Joe Burrow. There's no Lamar Jackson. Like I said, there's Drake May, C.J. Stroud, Bo Nix. And you couldn't overcome that? Like, I think if you lost to Patrick Mahomes 33-30 with a walk-off kick, you can hang on that. But there's no reason why Bo Nix, and shout out the Broncos, number 1 seed, 13-win team. There's no doubt they deserve that. But there's no reason why Bo Nix and the Denver offense put up 33 on you guys in a playoff game. So to me, that falls on Sean McDermott, desk, especially being a defensive guy.
Literally, while you were speaking, I was checking Adam Schefter's Twitter about 3 minutes ago. He just said the Bills have concluded their second interview with offensive coordinator Joe Brady for the head coaching role. I don't know if I like promoting
second. He's been there all year. Why you need 2 interviews? He's been there 3 years.
Yeah.
2 years.
Formality. I don't know. But I don't know if I like that, if I'm being honest. What I really like, and I'm not the biggest Brian Daboll fan, but I like reuniting him and Josh Allen.
I do too, Dill, but I don't want to jump ahead. But to me, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm looking for a defensive-minded coach.
You just had that, though.
I understand, Dill, but he's giving up 30-plus point games in the playoffs. So did you really have that? If he's allowing 30-plus points every game in the playoffs, especially in the losses? So to me, I want to bring in a defensive guy. I think you could keep Joe Brady there. You could even bring in Brian Daboll as OC. Brian Daboll's still available. He could be an offensive coordinator. We just saw Mike McDaniel step down and be an offensive coordinator. Not to jump ahead, but if I was the Brian Flores. We just saw who signed with Tennessee. Not to jump ahead, Dill, but I think Robert Saleh would have been a hell of a head coach in Buffalo with a quarterback already in play. Imagine
He's
Robert Saleh get that defense going. He
he's
don't need to worry
familiar.
about the offense.
Are you
He
familiar
don't
with
have
the
to.
AFC East?
He don't even have to worry about the offense. Let Brian Daboll, let Joe Brady, let somebody come in and handle that. He's gonna have that defense flying.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. So to me, I think the Buffalo Bills are a wide receiver away. You had James Cook lead the league in rushing. You have Josh Allen, arguably a top 2 quarterback in the league. If you could turn this defense around, I think that's the missing link. If the defense could start shutting it down, let Josh Allen, James Cook, run time of possession, control the narrative of the game, I think the Bills have a chance to be good for these next couple of seasons. But like you said earlier, Dill, the Patriots ain't going away no time soon. The Bills getting a new stadium. Patrick Mahomes will be back next year. I think the Bengals will finally be a little better. I think the Ravens are going to be back. They're going to be a little better.
Their
They
window's
saw,
closed. The window's
yeah, they
closed.
they saw this season and was like, this might be our only chance. And you give up 33 points to Bo Nix in Denver. Fireable offense.
Yeah, I think this has turned into a slander on my guy Bo Nix. I'm a believer.
No,
I'm not surprised
no,
he scored
Dill,
30.
No, but that's the thing, Dill. There's no reason why Bo Nix, Drake May, CJ Stroud outguns Josh Allen.
I agree.
That's what
It's
I
not
mean.
the
I'm not trying
offense,
to
it's the
disrespect Bo
defense.
Nix,
Yeah,
but Josh Allen was the best quarterback left in the playoffs,
hands
and
down.
you got outplayed by Bo Nix. That's not to like slander Bo Nix. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
And that got to do with McDermott and that lack of defense. If your defense played better, Josh Allen would have outplayed Bo Nix.
Speaking of defensive guys, and I guess a team transitioning that way, Miami, another team in our division, they hired former Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley as their head coach. They're giving him a 5-year deal. They also hired the Packers personnel man, John Eric Sullivan, as their GM. And now they're Packers defensive coordinator as their head coach. So new GM, new head coach, both from Green Bay. He does have prior head coaching experience at the college level, but he was the Boston College head coach for 4 seasons, and then he went up to Green Bay and he was the defensive coordinator in 2014 for 2 years, and now 2015. But in his 2 seasons in Green Bay, Hafley's defense ranked in the top 10 in scoring defense, 20 and a half. That's 8th in the NFL. In total defense, 313. That's 9th in the NFL. So he's going over to Miami, a team where, they've allowed QBs to complete 72% of their throws this season. That's the worst in the NFL and 3rd worst of all time. So talk about a team that really needed a defensive-minded guy. I think Miami was that. So I even though I hate Miami, I like the hire.
Yeah. I understand it's not like a household name, but I like the move what Miami just did. Just because when you were able to bring in a pair of 2 guys from a successful organization, to me that's a win. They looked at what Green Bay's been doing over the last few seasons, and Miami was like, I could use some of that. Green Bay's been steady. They've been a playoff team in and out these last couple of seasons. Miami want to get back to that. They see the division is trending up. The Bills are the Bills. The Patriots are back. The Jets, eventually the Jets are going to figure it out,
Maybe.
Yeah, so I like the move, not for nothing. When you're able to bring 2 guys from a winning culture to come in and change your culture, I think that's exactly what's needed. So shout out Miami. Not the sexiest name, but I think it might be the right name for the job that could turn the franchise around.
Yeah, shout out Phil in the chat. He said 2024 QB draft class looking generational. It really is. I mean,
I tried to tell you this a couple weeks ago.
Caleb Williams,
Jaden Daniels. You have back-to-back quarterbacks from that draft class in NFC and AFC championship games. Bo Nix and Drake May was about to face off in the AFC championship game. Jaden Daniels was there last year. Caleb Williams was just a throwaway from being in the NFC championship game as well. So I think the 2024 class, you can make the case. You might have a quarterback from the 2024 class in a championship game for the next 5 seasons. Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Drake May. One of those three teams are going to be making a deep playoff push. And I can make the case the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl with the next 3-4 seasons.
Wow.
And I can make the case the Patriots might win one this year.
Wow.
I can make the case the Broncos.
He's a Patriot fan.
I can make the case the Broncos are live to win it next couple seasons. Wow. Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Bo Nix are under rookie contracts. You better watch out.
Yeah, I agree. Spencer Rattler was also in this draft. I'm looking at it too.
Yeah, Michael Penix Jr.
He's trash. He's trash. He's the worst one of them all. That's a fact. JJ's better than him.
It's hard to disagree with it. I'll tell you that. It's hard to disagree with that statement.
Watch out when JJ gets healthy in a competent offensive line.
This is all I'm going to say. JJ had a pretty damn good offensive core. We saw him have some good moments, but we also seen him have a lot of bad moments. So I see the potential. What I saw week 1 in the first quarter at Chicago, very impressive.
That's it.
What I saw from week 2 to like week 7, week 9 was not good. What I saw the last 3-4 games of the season was better.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just being honest.
He's fragile. He got to stop getting hurt. That's my thing.
Yeah, end the season, he was in a slink.
Yeah.
He had like 3 concussions. He sprained his ankle.
But yeah, I fucking Phil in the chat. He's Malik.
Check out Phil. Always showing love. Always in the comments.
Malik Willis or JJ McCarthy? Ooh.
We saw Malik Willis ball, Dill.
No, Malik Willis he's been in the league for years. He's a stud. He's not gonna wow you, but I gotta stay. I'm loyal to the core. I gotta take JJ, but I wouldn't hate Malik Willis.
All I'm saying is you put Malik Willis with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones in the backfield. I think we'll see
who has a better arm. JJ McCarthy, who's accurate, is probably different. But
I'll be honest. From 2025 season, I think Malik Willis was more of a wow factor than JJ. Malik Willis came in there and won a couple games.
Yeah, he's a backup. JJ's not a backup.
We're see.
We're not about to compare a backup to a starter now.
We'll see.
What we're not about to do. But yeah, and I think he makes a good point in the chat, Phil. He said Malik Willis eventually to Miami. They're going to be done with Tua. They have the Green Bay connection. And
not for nothing. I think after those couple games that we saw, I think Malik Willis is due for at least 10, 15, maybe $20 million.
That's a rookie. That's less than
not for nothing. Okay. Who was more impressive? Justin Fields or Malik Willis? Justin Fields played 3 games in 2024. Willis played a couple games this season. Justin Fields got 2 years, $40 million.
He's gone. Get him off my team.
No, I'm just saying, if Fields was able to get that after 3 games,
2 and 40.
I'm gonna say he gets 3 years, 40 mil. 3 years, 50 mil.
Good.
Yeah, I hope he does.
Tua's contract. And
Tua's talking about he's open to get traded.
No one wants to.
He's down for a fresh start. If I'm Arizona, I send a 5th round pick. If I'm Minnesota, I send a 4th round pick.
They got the future. Stop. You got Devon A-Chain. You got Waddle, which the Bills are kicking.
Tyreek is still under contract. He's be back.
Did you see what he tweeted? I know you're not on Twitter like that, but he tweeted. He said, "Bring me home."
Because he wants to go to Kansas City.
He wants to go back.
He got the money. He got like 6 baby mamas. He's tired of Miami. Yeah. He's letting that life go. He grew up. He matured.
Yeah, that's what he needed.
Shout out Tyreek, man.
Let's go to Tennessee. You mentioned it. They got my guy, Bobby Salah. I'm so happy for him. 49ers defensive coordinator. He spent Monday in Tennessee with the Titans, and he impressed them so much. He impressed them where they were like, we're offering you a contract. He's another guy. He's getting a 5-year deal. I'm happy for him. He was the scapegoat in New Jersey. Goes out and he proved himself. In 1 year, he went back home, regained himself with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan said, you're always going to have a home here. And with the amount of injuries that they did, they were playing for the fucking division in week 18 and they won. They beat the Eagles. How bad are the Eagles? I mean, when they won. So I'm happy. And, you know, he's going to be joining the AFC South team. His first job in the NFL was for Houston Texans in 2005. And then he spent a little time in Jacksonville as the linebackers coach, and now he's the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. So it's kind of crazy. And you know, excuse me, the guys that we all talked about, Robert Saleh, John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski, even Jeff Hatley, we just talked about. You notice the 4 hires? You notice anything about all 4 of them that they all have in common?
All 4. All came from winning situations.
No, they're all prior head coaches. That is something that we're seeing teams.
Even bro from Green Bay. Oh, college.
Yeah. 4 years at college. So at some point, they're all ex-head coaches. And I think that's what teams want. They might not want to go with a coordinator. They might want to go with a guy who has head coaching experience. I love the move for Tennessee. I don't know if it's going to elevate Cam Ward, but I sure as hell know the defense is going to be better.
Yeah, to me, this is one of the best hires this offseason, if you ask me. I've been saying, since the end of the season, watch out for Robert Saleh, watch out for Brian Flores. To me, those are 2 DCs that if you're able to get them as a head coach, you better go after them. I think Robert Saleh is at least proven he's one of the best defensive minds in football. You got to give him some respect because we saw him when we saw the Jets when they had him, and then we saw the Jets when they fired him. They instantly became one of the worst defenses in all of football. We saw it even this full season. And let's not forget, when Robert Saleh got let go from the Jets, he joined the Packers a few weeks later. He turned that defense around to end the last season as well. So great job with the 49ers with all the injuries they were dealing with. We saw the performance they did against the Eagles. That game alone got him a job. Yeah. I think the season would have got him a job, but right there what we saw against the Philadelphia Eagles proved he could still coach his butt off. And to me, he's one hell of a player coach. And not for nothing, I think Robert Saleh could flip Tennessee around. Might take a couple of years. That's why they give him the 5-year contract. But if Cam Ward is able to take just a step forward, not a leap, just a step forward, I expect the defense to be a little better. I think Tennessee is going to be right there in the middle of a rebuild. I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team next year, but I wouldn't be surprised they win 6, maybe 7 games with Robert Saleh.
Phil, he's coming with fucking things today. I love it. Brian Daboll, OC for Tennessee, helped Cam Ward. You saw him develop Josh Allen a little bit. I like that. He said it wouldn't shock me if the Titans trade for Garrett Wilson. That would fucking kill me. Do not do that. I
want Garrett Wilson. You wouldn't mind another first-round pick.
Yeah, we would get a first-round pick. And you know what? You know why I said a few episodes back? I said what before all the job openings and everything. I said, what's the most attractive job? And I said Tennessee, even though they're bad, good location. People want to go to Tennessee to live. No state income tax, so you're not going to be taxed up the wazoo. You have a quarterback, and you have draft capital. They're going to pick number 4. So hypothetically, say they go and get a wide receiver, hopefully not Garrett Wilson. They could go and get another Ohio State guy, Cardell Tate, at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
You could go get another guy to go and help Cam Ward. So, yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. I think they need to go get an OC. And, Saleh did draft Wilson when he was the head coach. So, I don't know. I do like it. Remember, we almost saw a fight between Saleh and Liam Cohen?
He said, keep my name out your mouth.
I love Liam Cohen, and I had a ticket for Coach of the Year. You do not want to fight Bobby Saleh. You got to be at it. He'll fuck you up.
Robert Saleh still hits the stairs pregame.
Every game
he walks up and down those steps.
He's a fucking madman. He's bald. Any bald guy you don't want to fuck with.
Proudly bald. Like, he doesn't wear no hat. Now, he don't got a snapback on.
I think
He's
he has
proud
like 6
for the
kids
shine.
too. Like, the guy is yoked in incredible shape. He's out there fucking chest bumping the defensive players.
That's what I'm saying. He's a hell of a player's coach. To me, this is a home run. This is, in my opinion, this is one of the best hires in the offseason. I understand it might not transition to wins right away. He might not be Mike McDaniel, what we see in Seattle just in second season NFC Championship game. I'm not saying we're going to see that from Robert Saleh, but if he's able to turn this team around and get them trending towards the right direction, maybe a playoff team 3-4 seasons from now, to me, that's a successful tenure.
We need more feuds, coaching beefs in the NFL.
I love the LaFleur and Ben Johnson, and now Cohen and Salah in the South, and also, with Kevin Stefanski and Baker, they got that beef. That's going to be interesting in the NFC South for these next couple of seasons.
Yeah, welcome, coach. I saw they were going at it on Twitter or whatnot, but if they were to fight, Salah's knocking him out in round 1 or 2.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Salah will probably go 30-1 versus NFL coaches. Maybe one catches.
You know who's crazy? Your guy, Mike Vrabel's. I wouldn't fuck with Mike Vrabel either.
I know I wouldn't fuck with Mike Vrabel, but Mike Vrabel looks like just one step away that knee's dropping. I think shout out Mike Vrabel, but Robert Saleh. It looks like he could. Robert Saleh like he could run a marathon and wrestle right after.
Who's the one? I thought it was Mike Vrabel. He's fucking crazy.
I'm gonna give it to DeMeco Ryan.
Oh yeah, no, dude.
DeMeco Ryan is enough for they're boys. Yeah, they're both from San Francisco. So if I had to pick a coach to, let's just say, win that fight, I'll bet on DeMeco Ryans. I think DeMeco Ryan's been there and done that.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at I know he's old and he's a great coach, but Jim Harbaugh in Los Angeles, he'll give it to you for an old man.
He'll give it to you. He'll go like 20-10.
Oh, and what about Dan Campbell?
Robert Saleh, Robert Saleh younger.
Dan Campbell out there doing burpees with you on the field.
And after that would be a draw. That would be a 5-round fight. That would be Robert Saleh and Dan Campbell going 5. That's going decision. That's going down to the decision.
Even my boy Mike McDonald from Seattle. I'm looking at my NFL tree. I have to look at it to see who the coaches are.
Yeah. Mike McDaniel, he's like
Dan Quinn. He's old. He's on the older side, but Dan Quinn, for an old guy in his age bracket.
Okay, I'll give you Dan Quinn. He's like that. I respect Dan Quinn.
Yeah, but
Robert Saleh is going. He's going.
Yeah, good call on DeMeco Ryan. Fuck you up.
DeMeco Ryan. I think DeMeco Ryan should still play some snaps. Yeah. Not a lot, them hamstrings, but I think DeMeco Ryan could suit up on a third down.
They asked him that on the wild card game. They said, "Oh, you see Phillip Rivers, who, he's only older than you by like a couple weeks or something." He goes, "You think you could play?" He goes, I see my defense practicing, and I see how they go and hit. You give me a month or two, I'll give you 3 series.
Yeah, I'm telling you, play a couple snaps. I'm telling you.
3 series is crazy, but let's actually go to the Chargers. I just mentioned them. They hired Mike McDaniel, and I think it's a great hire. He doesn't get the head coaching job that he wants. He kind of took his name out of a lot of coaching opportunities, and he goes from working with Tua and the number 5 overall pick to going and working with a way better quarterback and the number 6 overall pick in the same draft in Justin Herbert. And I love the move. I think it's going to elevate Justin Herbert, and I think it could finally get that playoff win that he desperately needs.
Yeah, long as it ain't in the cold, I love the upgrade. I think Mike McDaniels has at least shown and proven we saw the 70-point game a couple years ago. He's a pretty good offensive play caller. He could run the hell out of the ball at times. And I think he's proven that. I think, yes, we're gonna see him help Justin Herbert, but I think one area that he's really gonna help is the running game, Dill. We saw it in the playoff game. I think they had less than 40 rushing yards. Justin Herbert led him with 57, I believe, against the Patriots still. So I think Mike McDaniels is going to come in and instantly help the running game. I think he's going to be able to spice up the offensive play calling as well. Let's not forget Lyle McConkey, Quentin Johnson. I like the tight end, the rookie Gadsden as well. If you're able to bring in, let's just say a veteran type guy, or replace Keenan Allen, bring in somebody else. I like Keenan Allen, not for nothing, but if you could bring somebody else that be viable, I think the Chargers has a chance to have a top 10 offense next year. With Mike McDaniels, Justin Herbert, if they could get the running game situation. We like Omarion Hampton. We saw the potential, but the running game was doing nothing against the New England Patriots a couple weeks ago. And at times they struggled during the season. So I think that's one of the main reasons they went with Mike. I think defensively they're pretty damn good. Now, if the offense is able to elevate and you could get Justin Herbert a little more consistent and you could rely on the running game a little more, I think the Chargers made a hell of a hire if he's able to do those things. If they can average, let's just say 80 plus, let's just say they can average over 100 yards rushing a game, I think we'll see the Chargers look really good next season.
Yeah. I love Omarion Hampton for fantasy next year as well. I think they need a better second string back. I think it's Kamani Vidal or whatever. But Omarion Hampton, when he went down the run,
remember they had my boy Najee Harris, but he tore his ACL like the second or third week of the year. So Najee Harris will be back. I like him as a backup. We saw 3 or 4 straight 1,000-yard season in Pittsburgh. So I still think if he's able to come back 100% from the injury, I think could give you at least 500 plus.
Yeah, we'll see. But I do love the hire. I think it was a really good hire. But yeah, 4 jobs filled so far.
6 to go.
Yep, and 6 to go we got.
And not for nothing, sorry to cut you off, though, the best job, in my opinion, that's available today, and to me, I think a couple coaches possibly would have preferred to wait it out. It's the Buffalo Bills. You have
better than the Ravens?
Yeah. Absolutely. To me, the Buffalo Bills are just possibly a coach away from being a fucking Super Bowl contender. I think right now, real quick, Dill, as of right now, give me your honest answer. Who you think should be more favored to win the Super Bowl next year? As of right now, the Bills or the Ravens?
Probably
the Bills. Whoa, the Ravens?
Yeah.
I will take the Bills now.
I think their defense is better. I think it's a coin flip in the playoffs for a quarterback. Lamar's gone the same distance. He has more MVPs. I like the run game more for the Ravens. They just need a coach. I think they got to go offensive minded this time around, which I don't know. It seems like they're interviewing a lot of defensive guys, which I don't necessarily like.
Defense was the issue this year, but to me it was a lot of injuries.
Historically, it hasn't been. Mm-hmm. I just think the market loves the Ravens. The market loves them, and I highly doubt the Ravens. We'll see what the offseason, what each team does, but I have a hard time believing the market isn't going to favor the Ravens more than the Bills.
I think the Bills, if let's just say, for example, if the Bills, let's just say, add A.J. Brown, I think the Bills will be a top 3 favorite.
The Bills aren't even going to be favored to win their division.
Come on, Dill.
The Bills are not going to be favored to win their division. The Ravens probably will.
I'm going to say the Bills. I'm going to be honest, Dill. I think the Bills are going to open to be the favorite to win the division.
Why would they be? They couldn't even beat Denver. Say the Patriots go on to win the Super Bowl. You think they're going to be favored over them?
I got to look at the schedule. But it's hard to tell. The Bills are a good damn team.
Regular season.
Yeah. To win the division when that happens in the regular season.
They had a good regular season this year. They didn't do anything. Again, they're not going to do anything. The Ravens don't do anything either. They haven't done anything in a while. But I think the Ravens are the better team. I think organizational wise as well, from top down. Phil has a great question, and I'm trying to go through it in my head while talking to you. If Herbert doesn't win a playoff game next season, he's no longer a top 10 quarterback.
To be honest, I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback right now. I think he's a top 10 talent. There's no doubt about it, but you can make the case Caleb Williams just turned himself and made himself a top 10 quarterback. I could make the case I'd rather have Caleb Williams than Justin Herbert right now. And I think a lot of people would agree with me today. Maybe not last week.
Yeah, recency bias, absolutely. But I think talent-wise, I still would go with Justin Herbert than Caleb Williams.
I'm going with Caleb Williams. I've seen enough.
In 1 year?
2 years. I've seen enough.
Last year didn't even have a good year.
I know. Justin Herbert didn't have
No, Justin Herbert had a better year last year.
Last year. Now look what Caleb Williams was able to do with an offensive coordinator and head coach. Caleb Williams had 3 offensive coordinators his rookie season. His first year with 1 offensive coordinator, look what he was able to do. He almost beat the Rams in the divisional round. Justin Herbert haven't even sniffed the playoff win. My man, Caleb Williams went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And multiple double-digit comeback wins. He had 7 double-digit comeback wins this season.
I'm trying to name top 10 quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen.
Drake May. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes.
All right, wait. Let me tell you mine before you jump in. I don't even want to do this, but I might have to put Trevor Lawrence the season he had in.
All right, let me ask you. You going to put Trevor Lawrence over Justin Herbert?
I'm thinking. This is harder than I think. I wouldn't put Drake May in. I don't think so.
You don't think Drake May's? All right, so let me
but you're basing it off of this year. I'm doing multiple year sets. That's why I don't even think Caleb Williams. You're just thinking of this year. I'm not doing that. I am doing it based on what I've seen the last few years. So Baker, Bryce, no. Sam Darnold, I might put Brock Purdy there. No one from the Saints, no one from the Falcons, no one.
Jalen Hurts.
Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, definitely. Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy. No, I can't put Dak. I almost put Dak. I'll put Trevor Lawrence.
I'll put Dak.
Josh Allen. I'll put Dak. Jared Goff. Trevor. Yeah. I'll put Patrick Mahomes at 6. Jalen Hurts is 7. Lamar 8. No order. And then fuck it. I'll put Trevor Lawrence at 9, and then I'll put Justin Herbert at 10. He said Dak over Herbert. Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Oh my god. I don't agree with that. Yeah, Jordan Love over Herbert. No, I don't agree with that either.
I'll go Drake. I love you, Phil, to
death, but
I'll go Drake May and Caleb Williams over Herbert right now, and I'll stand on that. Next 5 seasons.
Yeah, I know you do. I just think talent-wise, Justin Herbert is better than he just doesn't have the team, and I think he gets criticized, which is fair that he falls short every year.
You think Justin Herbert has a higher ceiling than Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Wow.
I think just arm strength, what he's been able to accomplish outside of the playoffs.
I think Caleb Williams accomplished more already.
I said not including the playoffs. Obviously, he's done more. I just think Herbert is ideally if I were able to start a franchise in like Madden, Justin Herbert's like the perfect quarterback for me. I think he's phenomenal. Love shows up in the playoffs. He had one good playoffs run. Yeah, I'm not high on Jordan Love. Me and Elvis have debated that a while back.
I think Jordan Love at times plays like a top 10 quarterback. but he's just not consistent enough.
So are we basing this off of just who shows up in the playoffs? Because if so, then
I know I'm basing this off.
no, not you. I'm just asking in general. Is that how like nowadays we judge quarterbacks?
No, I think you gotta consider playoff success in judging it.
That's fair. I agree.
You know, and I think Caleb Williams throughout the season getting the number 2 seed, right?
Yeah.
We saw him back-to-back playoff games still. He was impressive. The man was impressive. I think Drake May is better than Justin Herbert. Like, you can't deny it.
Dak Prescott, I'll say this. Dak Prescott has been much better. The stats he's been able to put for not being on the best teams. Yeah, there's times during the regular season I'm like, wow, he's a top 10 quarterback. I hate the Cowboys so much. I think that's why I don't put him in there. But yeah,
I take your bias aside.
100%. I think Dak is very close to being a top 10 quarterback. And I think at times he is a top 10 quarterback. Dak he proves a lot of people wrong. I'll say that. Yeah, Tom Brady would dominate this era. Yeah, he definitely would. But yeah, I'm actually, I think 2 years or maybe 3 years ago when we like kind of first started the pod, I wasn't high on Dak. I think I put him at like 15 or 16. And
I'll say you're wild disrespectful then. He's been steady a top 12 quarterback.
Yeah, I would say like he's 12 now. You know who really dropped off, and I think we both put him in the top 10 after 1 year, and I think that was a reach, CJ Stroud.
We can't deny his rookies. He had arguably one of the best rookie seasons.
And that's it, though.
In recent history. I understand.
But he's only one playoff win in that. He wins every wild card weekend. He wins. So shout out him. He gets to the divisional round, but then he gets blown out. Hey, it's more than Justin Herbert, right?
Yeah.
So, but who would you take? Justin Herbert or CJ Stroud?
Justin Herbert.
Okay. And that kills me to say as an Ohio State fan because I'm rooting for CJ Stroud. But yeah, I think just talent-wise, it has to be. So, real quick, I want to pivot to the NBA because we had actually crazy news. Golden State Warrior Jimmy Butler done for the season, torn his right ACL. They're currently in the 8th spot in the West. You know, do you think they're danger of missing the playoffs entirely? How big is this impact for the Warriors?
You know, I understand a lot of people probably didn't consider them as championship contenders. But if this team would have got to the playoffs, I think they would have been a tough out for anyone, possibly besides OKC. You know, I think if Denver, you know, San Antonio, Lakers, Houston, anybody would have faced the Golden State Warriors, to me, it would have been 5, maybe 6, 7 games. No doubt about it. Now, I think all of that is out the window. Can there still be a play-in team? Yeah, most likely. But do I see them winning a round or two in the playoffs? Absolutely not. So to me, this is a tough blow. Jimmy Butler, we know what Jimmy Buckets is able to do regular season and postseason. So to me, this is just blow for the Warriors. And Steph Curry, Steve Curry, because I'm gonna be honest, how many more years you have?
Blow it up.
You know, Steph Curry being this great. Now, if you're the front office, do you consider, because Jimmy Butler is gonna miss, he might be out till next January, maybe December. If you're lucky, he comes back December, right? If you're the front office, are you looking to blowing it up? You know, because you could get something back for Steph Curry. You know, I understand that might not be the fan base decision.
I was about to say you lose the fan base. Maybe because Jonathan Kuminga's already requested a trade. Get him out. Maybe trade Draymond Green. But Steph?
No, but if you trade Draymond Green, you're blowing it up.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
Steph, you got to sell tickets.
I understand, but Dale, you're going to force Steph to start a rebuild at 36, 37?
He's done.
That's my thing. Why put Steph through a rebuild? Why not let him compete for a championship somewhere else?
He's loyal. He doesn't want to leave.
I understand that, but does he want to?
What if he doesn't want to leave?
I personally think Steph don't want to go through a rebuild to end his career after winning 4 championships.
Phil is he's mad aggressive today. He said you just want to see fights. He said trade Draymond to the Wizards. You want to see you want to see Jordan Poole get beat up again? Hey yo, that's you got Draymond and Trae Young. Not good. Yo, what's going on with my Knicks, bro? Not good.
I told you, Dale, ever since y'all lost 3 straight, that, I think it was 76ers,
we lost to the
Clippers. Yeah, that
we got blown out the other night.
It was Atlanta, 76ers, and Clippers. I was like, yo, Dale, you lost 3 straight. Y'all in trouble. And then I think y'all lost 12 out of your last 15.
12 of the last 15, yeah. We dropped to the 3 seed.
Panicking. Don't get me wrong.
We were getting booed at the Garden the other night, and they asked.
And you deserved it.
Yeah, They asked Jalen.
You lost 5 straight home games.
They asked.
You got blown out by 30.
They asked Jalen Brunson, and he goes, "I would boo us too. We ass."
Yeah, and be honest, you got to go through that. You got to go through that. So
I watched the game the other day. It's not the offense. We play absolutely zero defense. Zero.
You miss a Thibodeau right now. This is that.
You tried to convince me Mike Brown was a good hire.
He is a good hire, Joe, but we know
we play no defense.
We know this stretch before the All-Star break, nobody really cares about ball. We know the players actively right now could care less. They want to get to All-Star break, take the week off, and then make a playoff push. We both know, for the people that really watch the NBA, this month and a half doesn't really matter. After the play-in to the All-Star break, the teams are just trying to stay healthy and see what seating arrangement they're going to be in. All-Star break, playoff push. We know this.
By the way, I totally forgot. 2 weeks. We're in the fucking Olympics, kid. It just snuck up on us.
Yeah, Winter Olympics. Yeah.
I can't wait to fucking start betting on that. All right, kid. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the NFL championship round. It doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. We got some plays for you tonight in the NBA. I will let you lead it off. What do you like here for the association?
Yeah, a couple games today. Only few that I really like. One spread already jumped. Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Charlotte Hornets. Even though the Charlotte Hornets been playing a little better ball of late, love LaMelo reaction after being benched. He's been balling as of late. So shout out LaMelo. I'm gonna still take the Cavs here on the road. I'm gonna lay the 3.5 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. To me, this is a game you got to take care of business against the Charlotte Hornets. The next game, OKC taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks catching 11.5. Yeah, I'm gonna take the plus 11.5 in my back pocket. I understand OKC is a fucking powerhouse, but 11.5 to me might be a little too much. My Nets taking on your Knicks still. The Knicks are laying 12.5. This is a get right game. I think 12.5 is too much. Still, you lost 12 out of the last 15. The Nets are live.
But you're a little Suns, so.
Yeah, I can't deny that. I can't deny it. You know, the Knicks are the NBA Cup champions. Can't deny it.
Damn right. Say it louder. Say it louder. Hey, I gotta have one team over you.
Yeah, you know, and then I like Toronto. I don't know if I want to lay the 5.5 on the road just because I don't like the long distance travel, but I would tease Toronto down to plus 0.5 point, and then tease Detroit down. So give me Detroit to minus 1.5, and then give me Toronto to basically plus 0.5 on a 2-way 6-point teaser.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that. I like the Knicks here at minus 12.5, but I got a prop, and shout out Props.Cash, the best way to research your player props. Elvis and I've been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets. Go to the app and sign up with the monthly subscription and use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. And kid, my prop is going to be in that Knicks and Nets game. Karl Anthony Towns, and Phil mentioned, should the Knicks move on from Kitty Cat? That's the discussion lately. You know, he plays no defense. They're 2-9 in their last 11 games. They held the players only meeting after the latest loss a few nights ago. I'm expecting a bounce back here. I think the Knicks have to come out aggressive in this spot. And what do we do with Cat? I don't really know. I like the move when we got him. Now I'm kind of regretting it a little bit, but I just think this is a good spot here for his points. Over 20.5 points. I think it's a nice buy spot for him. He scored 28 and 37 against Brooklyn this season, and he scored 25 in every game against them over the last few seasons. So I think he could score from everywhere. He can score in the mid-range. He can score down low. He can hit the three-pointer. I think this is a good spot for him. 20.5 seems a little low for Karl Anthony Towns. So, yeah, I'm going to go over. Is there any prop that you like here for the slate?
Not for nothing, though. I do agree with that. You know what prop? I didn't hit it last time around. It's at 30.5. Jaylen Brown was just named an all-star starter for the first time. Well deserved. He's averaging damn near 30 points a game. I think he's averaging 31 points a game since the start of December. I'll be honest, at 30.5, kind of like it's over. Jaylen Brown has been bugging. He's been playing at a high level. I'll lean Jaylen Brown over 30.5 points. Don't get me wrong. I don't love it, but at home, I think he takes care of business against Indiana. I think he has a big game.
All right. And then lastly, I got some college plays for you. I'm going to take Richmond minus 2.5 at home against Rhode Island. That starts around about 45 to 50 minutes. And then 7:30, I'm going to take Liberty straight up minus 115 on the road against Western Kentucky. And then night game, I'm going to take WVU, West Virginia University, straight up on the money line. They're dogs at plus 115 on the road, taking on the Sun Devils of Arizona State University. Give me the Mountaineers plus 115 on the money line. Kid, that's going to do it. We got conference championship picks on Friday. I'm excited to see what you're going to send over, if I'm being honest. I'm very excited. I already know one game. I'm excited to see your other one. But any big plans? What are you doing this weekend? Anything?
Hopefully it don't fucking snow, you know? So I hope everybody that's over-exaggerating are damn wrong and frauds. Hopefully it warms up a little bit, but I'm going to just relax, watch some great games, and stay warm. Hopefully stay warm and no need to shovel, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully no shoveling. Enjoy the games over the next few days. We'll be back on Friday with picks in the NFL. So enjoy. Good luck on all your games, and we'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.